Mahmood, it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
And welcome. 50 million views. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. How did it start? Where should we start with this journey with you? How about Pakistan when you was a little kid? Who influenced you?
Well, I always wanted to write songs, always wanted to. Music had a special drawing power for me, and I heard the piano when I was 5 and I was drawn to it. The guitar, drums, so got into it at a very early age where I was starting to write my own songs, because that was the most important thing, to come up with something that you want to do rather than doing somebody else's stuff. My aunt lived in Switzerland, and she had a record collection that was passed on to me after she passed.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine a kid in Pakistan with 4,000 miles of
right.
music all over the world. So I started listening to those records, and before I knew it, I had my own collection from that whole pile,
right.
Stuff that I liked more. And there was Stevie Wonder in there, there was the Supremes in there, and I had no idea who these people were because it was just a cover.
Right, and y'all wouldn't have had a R&B station in Pakistan.
No stations, no newspaper clippings. I didn't know none of these people,
Yeah.
There was Elvis Presley as well, but I'm not an Elvis fan. But I mean, there was a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
And on the back of the records, it would say recorded in Hollywood, California, or recorded in Capitol Records.
Right. Okay.
So that drew me into the fact that one day, I think, to pursue my love for music, I would have to end up going to the States. And that's what ended up happening.
Right. So what, you were a little kid and you had these vinyls, and what, you just sitting in your room and listen to them, or what?
All the time.
Or would you pretend to be a DJ, or?
No DJ stuff, but later on when I got a bit older, I convinced Dad to buy me a big recorder that had a microphone input, so I could put the records up and sing along to some of the records. I did that, and that's when I fell in love with the Bee Gees.
Ah, okay.
I have a very strong love for their songwriting, for Barry's work, and that's just not the Bee Gees' work. He's worked with Diana Ross and and Michael Jackson.
You mentioned Barry. Just for the folks who don't know out there, tell us a bit more about who this Barry guy is.
Well, this Barry guy is one of the guys to me who's got the most beautiful voice and most beautiful production values, and hardworking, and sticking true to your game.
And we're not talking about Barry White, are we?
We can in the same context.
I'm sure we can.
There's two Barrys for you.
There's two Barrys, but
hey.
The Barry that has the influence on Mahmood, what's his?
So I mean, he was part of the band Bee Gees, and they did really well and broke all sorts of records out there, and they actually also changed their sound to an R&B sound from back in the day.
Yes.
They got influenced by the black music scene in the States, and they moved to the States from England to pursue that sound that lived in that place. So they borrowed a lot of influences and made their own thing. Hardcore people would listen to Barry White.
Yeah.
But my love for Barry Gibb is not anything more like, it's just focused on his songwriting abilities.
Yes.
And his phrasing. See, I'm huge on phrasing, so if you're really good about your phrasing, I'm your fan right off the bat.